Now then, since we've been playing these happy Disney platformers, let's move on to a bit more gothic style in Master of Darkness, also known as Vampire in Europe.
And the legend goes, we use too many ellipses.
These better not be the sparkly vampires.
No, these are the classic gothic vampires in London.
At the same time, wouldn't you like to be able to have a game where you got to kill the sparkly vampires?
Look, kids, Big Ben, Parliament.
Now, the most unlikely name for a hero ever.
Who wants to bet they just randomly flipped through a dictionary for that one?
And his Ouija board tells him, Killer Vampire. Right. Now, there is a interesting thing about this game, which will become hilariously apparent right away. Also, that's Dracula here, by the way. Swooshing past. Check out that Dracula. Wow!
Nice silhouette.
So, let's play Master of Darkness. And... right. Basically, you are chasing after Dracula. As in pretty much every other game that features vampires.
No one's ever smart enough to run away from Dracula.
Blah 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 blah, murder victims, completed chain of blood, blah 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 blah. Mr. Ferdinand Social is apparently a doctor, and he knew something supernatural was at the heart of the mystery. So he called on the powers of the Ouija board. And so he learned that at the Thames River, horrible events beyond human imagination were taking place. Yeah, Dockside is a pretty nasty place.
I assume that they were talking about Lilith Fair.
Right, so... here's Dr. Ferdinand Social, and what does Dr. Ferdinand Social do in his free time? Well, he fights bats! He also stabs random passers-by until they explode. Because that's just the sort of man he is.
So it's kind of like you're hunting Dracula and you're Jack the Ripper.
Pretty much. I never quite figured out why he would just spontaneously start stabbing innocents in the face, but, you know.
Just in
Maybe
case
he's
they're
thinking-
Dracula.
I'm just checking for Draculas by stabbing you. If you die, you clearly were not a Dracula. And I just did that quick jump there to show off that yes, it has the Castlevania / Ninja Gaiden thing where, well, you were standing on an edge when you were hit. Congratulations, you are now off the edge and into the water. And now we have finally upgrade from knife to hammer.
This is basically what Americans think London is currently.
It pretty much is.
I don't
So,
think
anyway.
Americans think about London.
Dr. Social has this interesting knack of finding hilariously dangerous things on the ground and then using them to hit people with. And I'm not just, you know, talking knives and stuff. No, I'm talking guns, I'm talking hammers, I'm talking all sorts of madness.
I wonder what kind of doctor he is.
It doctorated in kicking your ass.
Should I go see him about this growth I have?
Well, it depends. Do you want it cut with a knife or slammed with a hammer?
It is kind of a vampiric growth.
If the choices are stabbed with a knife or slammed with a hammer, I hope he's a proctologist.
And now we have a firearm, which hilariously enough is a incredibly weak weapon for whatever reason.
Also, 15's a bit of a weird clip number, isn't it?
The term is magazine.
Oh, excuse me, magazine.
No, a magazine is what Jason Bourne uses to win fights.
He's using a metric clip. That's why it's different than what we're used to.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Brilliant.
And now I have bombs instead, which are absolutely horribly useless because they are so freaking difficult to aim. And in the hilarious luck that you manage to hit something with them, they do approximately the same damage as a close combat hit. Fucking useless. That was round 1, stage 1. And there are plenty of rounds and stages to go, so Dr. Social is on. And oh, what's this? Deep ones. Better switch out for my rapier. And yes, Dr. Social literally just continues picking up random weapons from the ground and stabbing people with them. It is a very sincere game in a way.
Wait, what? How is a man named Dr. Social stabbing people sincere?
Well, it doesn't even try to hide the fact that he's a homicidal maniac. I mean, I think he's sincere in his behavior in that, okay, I see a living human being coming towards me. I don't like the looks of him. He looks foreign. I'll just shoot him or stab him until he dies. Being a British doctor, this is what I do. It is all for the greater good anyway. I have to defeat the Dracula. Why he is doing this alone and why no one has noticed the floating horrible faces of death along the Thames River, I have no idea. But
oh, those faces are just the usual mimes. So he's doing us a favor by killing them.
So I think everyone was just inside watching Doctor Who.
The 1894 version of Doctor Who.
If this is what British doctors are like, no wonder us Americans are afraid of universal health care.
Oh, you have no idea.
Arthur Thunderprose is wondering if the controls are fairly tight.
They are actually fairly decent, really. There are some strange. There's a bit of strange behavior when you make longer jumps, but apart from that, they actually respond fairly well.
But look at that jumping animation. He just kind of holds one leg up in the air for no reason.
Yeah, he just spontaneously floats up a bit, but...
And no,
yeah.
Pinchy, this cannot be a prototype of Killer 7, because there's no strange bondage man hanging naked and chanting bizarre words at you.
We don't know
an
yet.
axe, though. I am no longer a gentleman. I switched my rapier for an axe, and then immediately switched back to a knife. Because, well, why not? So, now we have female ghosts, bats, bombs, I wonder what's next.
Wanted posters. I mean, really, look at that flyer
now that's
posted
pretty
to the left.
interesting. Apparently a bomb that leaves the screen ceases to exist. That makes them fairly useless when you're this high up.
There's just a mime up there catching them.
Right, let's switch back to the axe, shall we?
So are there any bosses, or,
I have never gotten far enough in this game to know. I have basically just tried it once or twice, because, hilariously enough, since the game was released as both Master of Darkness and Vampire, I had to check the two versions to see which one to keep, because one of them has hilarious spelling errors. Among other things, the Thames River is the Thames River instead, which I'm not entirely sure where in Britain that is. It also misspells vampire, which I found particularly hilarious.
does it do it in that stupid gothy way where it's a Y, or does it just really misspell it?
No, it's just vampire.
Okay.
And the hilarious thing is that the game actually called Vampire is the one with the spelling errors.
You couldn't even look at the title to see how to spell it right.
Yeah. Damn it, I don't want this freaking knife. Get this knife out of here. And I fall into the exact same pit.
At least you're consistent.
Well, that was Master of Darkness, I'm afraid to say, but Dracula will be terrorizing London for a bit longer.
Now, why are there wooden testicles on the Ouija board there?
Ouija boards come with wooden testicles, don't they?
Yeah, what do you use to read Ouija boards with, Tensei?
Flesh testicles.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
Moving on.